like father, like son, but way more awkward. Thomas Webb is a recent college dropout in New York who is trying to sort out his life goals. He has romantic feelings for his friend, Mimi, despite her seeing him only as a friend, even though they once slept together. One day at his apartment, Thomas meets a new neighbor, Gerald, with whom he makes a quick connection. Through their interactions, Thomas gains insights about Mimi and life. During an evening at a pub with Mimi, Thomas is taken aback when he sees his father, Ethan, kiss a mysterious woman. Thomas, concerned about the potential impact on his mentally fragile mother, Judith, decides to follow the woman to learn more about her. Eventually, he confronts her and is surprised when he finds out she is aware of his identity. She introduces herself as Johanna. Johanna reveals that she is a freelance editor who works with his father and recognizes Thomas from pictures at Ethan's office. He begs her to leave his married father alone. Johanna tells Thomas that he is still a child who knows nothing, and that he also actually wants to sleep with her. He talks about the confrontation with Gerald, and eventually admits his attraction to Johanna. During a gathering at a friend's party, Thomas unexpectedly meets Johanna, who is joined by another man. He misinterprets the scenario and accuses her of being a hooker, but she explains that her companion is gay. Thomas kisses her on impulse. This starts an affair, and Thomas becomes increasingly drawn to Johanna. He confides in her about his childhood desire to be a writer, only to be discouraged by his father Ethan, who thought his essays merely adequate. While Gerald is away, Thomas finds a manuscript titled "The Only Living Boy in New York" in his apartment. To his surprise, he realizes Gerald is a successful but solitary writer, and Thomas has unintentionally sparked his creativity. Thomas shares his essays with Gerald, who recognizes his talent and potential. Thomas invites Gerald to a party at his father's workplace, and he brings Mimi along. To Thomas's surprise, Mimi begins to show feelings for him. During the event, Mimi questions Thomas about a possible affair with Johanna, which he strongly rejects. Thomas tries to introduce Gerald to his mother at the party, but Gerald unexpectedly disappears. Later, Gerald confronts Johanna on the rooftop, warning her not to hurt Thomas. Johanna tries to end her romance with Ethan, but he surprises her and proposes marriage. Consequently, she ends her relationship with Thomas. Enraged, Thomas approaches his father and reveals his affair with Johanna. Ethan walks off in frustration, leaving Thomas to confront Johanna's sobbing declaration of her actual feelings for him. She shows Thomas a newspaper article from Ethan's office that shows a younger Thomas winning a tennis match with Gerald among the spectators. Thomas confronts Gerald, who admits that he was quite close to Thomas's parents. Because of Ethan's infertility, Gerald fathered a child with Judith, becoming Thomas's biological father. Despite his feelings for Judith, Gerald sought to separate himself. However, Judith returned his love, and his departure sank her into years of grief. Gerald looked over Thomas from a distance, hoping for an opportunity to bond with his son, which had finally come to fruition. When Thomas returns to his parents' house, he finds out that Ethan has told Judith about his affair and wants a divorce. He tells his mother that he has been in touch with Gerald and that he knows she has always loved Gerald. 1 year later, Thomas works at a bookshop while looking for ways to publish his writing. Ethan stops by the store and they talk about one another's life. Ethan offers to help Thomas through his connections, which Thomas declines. Thomas is curious about Ethan's relationship with Johanna, and Ethan initially denies any contact before admitting to lying. Meanwhile, Thomas comes across Judith at a reading where Gerald is sharing takes from his most recent novel, The Only Living Boy in New York. Thomas smiles, comforted by Judith's newfound happiness. Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.